feel alright. 35 years have passed since Jer defeated the warlock lord in the caverns beneath the living castle Shadowgate. Need to hurry up. For many summers, the land of Cal Torlin prospered, and the events at Shadowgate began slipping from memory. What is... I don't like that. But evil is stirring, scheming to bring the world to ruin. It seems very cartoonish, even in pixely style. Gwynenfell, the shining jewel of Cal Torlin, lost its king. Unrest and civil war have swept peace from the land. Amid the madness, a poor Finling has been cast into the dreary dungeon at the mercy of murderous prison guards. But this is just the beginning of a journey that will push him to the edge of destruction and beyond. He got the booty, though. Beyond Shadowgate. Alright, so we've got some breathing room here. I have not played this yet. Booting it up for the first time now. I'm liking the retro. Soldier designs are a little iffy. I really hope that this leans into the horror aspects that the original did. I mean, I know it wasn't as horror-centric as Uninvited. Really hoping Uninvited gets some love. That was a good one. It's very similar to the old Shadowgate games. It was an Uninvited. There was this one. And there was a third one that was more like noir mystery. I forgot the name of that one, though. Anyway, let's start a new game. Let's see what the options are here first. Time pressure. Oh. Ooh, do we want to be on a time limit? I think not, just for the fact that we're going to be streaming and I want to take my time to, read everything and explain everything. It's our first playthrough. I don't want to be overwhelmed with that kind of stuff. Now, I know on the last feed, the audio from the game was not coming through at all. I was worried about it being too loud because obviously I just realized that I'm playing it through my speakers and not my headphones, so that's probably weird. Let me fix this real quick. Alright. Hey, much better. I also noticed that shot up quite a bit for volume playback, so I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. There we go. Alright, hopefully that's a bit better for you. Alrighty, let's do this. Digging the tunes. It did come with the full soundtrack as a standalone, as well as... Let's see, there was a funny little walkthrough comic of the original game. It was pretty much a step-by-step what you needed to do to get further in the game, but it was all presented in comic form. There was a prequel comic to this game, things like that included. Very cool, definitely a labor of love. So, let's get started. Del's Cell. You're a carefree Finling named Del Thornborough, who has a knack for accidentally acquiring things. You've been accused unjustly in your mind of stealing a small trinket from the hand of the Duchess of Trahel. The Duke didn't seem to understand that you were merely safekeeping the bauble for the Duchess. Sus. Against the riffraff and lowlifes that are commonly found. Oh, yeah, you were safeguarding it against the riffraff and lowlifes that are commonly found in the capital city of Gwynenfell. Unceremoniously dumped in this dark cell, you wonder at your fate, and at the horrible luck that deprived you of your fair trial. Hoarse from shouting, and bored beyond the limits of even the most tolerant Finling, you realize you might as well focus on escaping. Might as well. Alright, so we've already got the classic interface. Very cool. I'm guessing that this is a farthing, like a... yeah, penny farthing. I didn't even think it was worth taking from you. And they left me with some flint. I look at myself. Thou art truly a handsome Finling. I wish I knew what a Finling was. Alright. Looking the dry straw over, you decide against lying down upon it, being that there is what appears to be is that a table or a bed? I don't know. This straw is for nothing else, is fit for nothing less than kindling for a bonfire. This dark and damp cell confirms your belief that this is the most hospitable dungeon in which you've ever been incarcerated. And judging by the scrape marks, you guess that this bench is not bolted to the floor. These are sturdy iron chains designed to hold the strongest human in place without fail. Luckily, they were not designed to hold Finlings, and you easily escape from moments after being locked up. Alright, so Finlings must be hobbits, or something similar. The sturdy door looks to be a formidable barrier. You should know, because you kicked at it for a good 5 minutes after they threw you in here. Alright, so... you are unable to move there. That's... yeah, I was gonna say, that's kind of what I meant. Against the front of the door. Okay. Boy, is this classic. Okay. Cannot be taken. Hit the door again. The hulking figure of the guard approaches the door. Quiet if you know what's best, else I'll come in there and teach you some manners. A maniacal chuckle follows the proclamation, lending credence to his threat. Do it again. Quiet if you know what's best. Quiet if you know what's best. Quiet if you know what's best. Okay, I was kind of hoping that, like, he'd try to get in, the door would be blocked, whatever. Alright, so I imagine... I mean, the only reason... I do appreciate the side graphics being, like... ow. It's hotkeys. Definitely better than using the old... 1 second, folks. I am getting a call from an unknown number. And of course, it's spam. Anyway. So the only thing I can think to do here is to use the flint on the straw and start a fire, but... that sounds bad. Like, I feel like I would light myself on fire doing that. With great expertise, you strike the flint against the steel and straw, creating a small shower of sparks. Why was that so hard to read? Despite your effort, none that hold and a flame... none take hold. Wow, okay. It's time for Gamer Fuel. Just not a sponsor. I'd love it if it was, but I don't have any viewers, so... None take hold, and a flame does not yet appear. The does not yet appear. Sorry, I was just checking some stuff on the side real quick. Alrighty, so do we use it again? The item does not work. Ah, okay. You strike the flint, creating another shower of sparks that land upon the straw. You jump with glee as the straw slowly starts to burn. Woo! Uh-oh. Tell me he trips over the table. Comes rushing to the cell. You hear keys jangling as he releases the lock and pulls the door open. His hates to rip your head from your shoulders. He fails to notice the bench. You can't help but smile at the astonished look on his face before he before he takes a rather ungraceful dive and drops his keyring in the process. Yoink. The unconscious form of the jailer lays sprawled on the floor in front of you. You'll probably feel that one in the morning. I need a good voice for the main character. Oh, you'll probably feel that in the morning, you exclaim proudly. I don't know, just kind of channeling like Willow Ufgard if he was. You lithely jump over the bench as you exit the cell, realizing you're still in a dungeon. Yes, usually if you walk out of your cell, you're still in a dungeon. You stifle your excitement and keep your eyes open for danger. Knowing that the door to your cell is still open, you wonder if that guard could still be a threat. Maybe. Sorry, I don't know why it minimizes the window every time I go to do something on the other screen. You wonder if that guard should still be a threat. Okay, so... close this. That takes care of that brute, you think. An ephemeral creature appears before you. It speaks. Hee hee! Look at you, Dell. Oh, it's the fairy. It's the fairy with the curves. Hee hee! Look at you, Dell. What an interesting thing you are. I foresaw you rotting in that cell forever. And yet, here you are, defying your fate, haha. This could be such fun. I believe our journeys follow a similar path. So I will join you for now. Much danger lies ahead, and I will give you advice should it please me. I'm not doing that voice throughout this whole thing. Adventure awaits, and I find this dungeon quite tiresome. So let's go! Haha. Oh, okay. Well, I hope, hope that's not a recurring theme. But even standing on your toes, you can't see out the window. I can see out the window! I mean, I guess it's better than just having it from the perspective of the... You hear the sound of movement echoing the distance. Oh, great. Well. Is anybody out there? No, let's just, Uh-oh. Cell block 1. A hulking beast, a minotaur by the look of the horns, patrols the hallway mere feet in front of you. Mere feet? Like, less than 10? Like, that doesn't seem safe. You're not tall enough to remove the torch from its holder. You don't feel like you need it anyway. So the game's basically like, Sorry, you're short. You're not going to be able to take every single torch you come across like in the original. Also, you don't need torches. I wonder if that's the time feature that I just lurch, hoping the stain is not what you think it is. Well, what do you think the stain is? Too tightly jammed in their brackets to move. You're familiar enough with dungeons to know there is no unlocking this door. So I figure I gotta get out of the way of the Minotaur. Oh! A skeleton! Dried stain on the floor around the skeleton matches that of the door.
Oh no, not blood.
You wonder who this person was that suffered such a horrible fate. Okay. I like that belt. Can I take that belt? Hey-oh! You remove the remnants of the strap from the skeleton. Uh-oh!
Tee-hee, the eyes of the Reaper are upon you. Such fun.
Fuck you!
You have mere seconds before it takes you. Hide, or you will die.
You hear the heavy You hear the heavy thud of footsteps echo in the distance. The Minotaur gives up and continues his patrol.
You survived again. Remember this, Dell. Haha. You must act quickly when sense the Reaper's gaze, or else you'll surely perish.
Okay. So, yeah, that must just be the general all-purpose, you go and die. Do I have to use the keys again? No. Whoa! You hear his breath beyond the door, sending chills through your body. The Minotaur continues his patrol. You're safe for now. Okay, see, I'm glad that this guy's here, because it's a lot less cartoonish than the people they showed in the intro. I was a little worried that they were going, like, chibi with it or something. Sup, pal? Who are you, Finling? Instead of Finling, I'm going to start using Peck. Who are you, Peck? Matters not. I am Edward of the King's Guard, Master of the Artillery Division. Moons ago, we were escorting the King to the southern docks when we were ambushed by assassins. Well, many soldiers of the Guard were killed. A few of us were imprisoned here to rot. The smells of this dungeon are of Gwynenthel, which tells me that friend has turned foe. I know nothing else, but I may be able to help you. Why? Ye have no hope in combat against the Minotaur. Perhaps you can use this rope to build a ranged weapon. Find a cradle and a small projectile. Okay, so we're gonna... So we're gonna David and Goliath this shit. Oh yeah, baby! We're gonna use my farthing. We're gonna take out a Minotaur using a frickin' farthing. Maybe. I mean, I gotta imagine that that's what what it's going to be used, but I just don't know the mechanics of it. I imagine it's used sling on Minotaur, and like, what do you want to use this on? I don't know. Maybe I'll find another projectile in this cell here, so we'll see. Oh no! What's up, dude? Oh no, you've been in here a while. Unfortunate. This cell contains an unfortunate occupant of this dungeon. By the look of him, you can tell he's been here for some time. But he doesn't have a beard. If Robin Hood Men in Tights has taught me anything. Listen, Peck. Go quickly from here, lest we both be killed. Escape this dungeon. Tell the people that Joshua, the king's consul, is unjustly imprisoned. It's been ages since our party was assaulted and then the king captured. They intend us to die here, but I refuse. I pried this stone from the wall. Well, these forsaken manacles cannot be broken. Take it, find a way out, and free us from this pit. Yay, okay. Take the hard circular stone from the prisoner's hands. Curious to how he pulled I guess it's kind of mortared. Loaded. Time to find a target. Boom! We're gonna nail that Minotaur right in the back of the head. Hold on. 5, 10, 11, 12. Why did it take me so long to count that? So the guy's been here for 13 days? Okay. Explains the lack of beard, but... Sorry. The fact that he's just standing there like... Oh, sup, dude? Look of fury paints the beast's face as he takes notice of you. The hulking figure of the Minotaur fills the hall, his axe ready to strike. There's but a moment before he buries the blade in your body. You must act now! Right on his eye. You feel a magical influence take over your body. Death to the Philistine! You cry as you release the stone. With a sharp crack, the stone connects with the Minotaur's forehead, toppling him instantly. Elated, you resolve to never admit the shot was sheer luck. Or explain why you randomly culled a 7-foot, half-man, half-bull of Philistine. Alright, I'm on board with the humor of this game so far. Can I take the axe? You grab the axe and lift, but it does not move 1 inch. Clearly not a fenling weapon, you think. It's not meant for a Nelwyn. Alright, use jailer keys. Oh, this here cell. Could you imagine if I tried to duck in this while he was just coasting chill? Like, what does this dude think he's doing? Oh. This looks like it's got kind of an edge on it. Bent just enough for you to fit your fingers under. Ah, it's too easy. They're too hard to lift. Too easy. What is with me today? Used for a very long time. It's you. The one from my dreams. Kill him. Shit. I swear, if they're like, oh, you dicked around for too long, he's back to life. Oh, is this the king? The weary prisoner looks up at you. A glimmer of hope fills his eyes as he says, I know not who thou art, little one, but I have no choice but to trust thee. Know that I am King Bear Trap Aronde, Lord of Cal Torin, warder of the southern seas, and still do I live. Listen carefully, my wayward friend. Fiends have usurped my castle, imprisoned me and my loyal confidant within this dungeon for reasons unknown. Without the royal seal, the claim to the throne cannot be legitimate, and another ruler may come to occupy my lands. Suddenly, you hear the jailer, whom you gallantly knocked out. Wait. Oh, okay. Suddenly, you hear the jailer, whom you had gallantly knocked out, thank you very much, start yelling at the top of his lungs. The king looks alarmed and his speech quickening. Take this! He rips the emblem from his sleeve and hands it to you. Find the barkeeper. He and the others I trust will recognize my crest. They will show you the way to my castle. Outside the cell, the jailer continues to beckon, to bellow. The royal seal is obscured by sorcery. There's a scroll containing the disenchantment spell behind a loose stone in the castle stair. Seek the hidden way from my chamber, and say to thyself the words from the scroll. Quickly now, you must leave before the guard returns. You lift the tibia bone from the floor. Bone. Okay, so you said from the stairs, so... I'm conflicted here. Do I try to go up the stairs? In which case, something bad will probably happen. But... he also said from the castle stairs. I don't know if this is part of the castle or not. On the other hand, I don't want to miss anything that might be down there in that hole, but I figure that the hole is the actual escape. Okay. Yep. We're good. And I don't see anything. That looks like a hidden area, so... Fearlessly, you jump down the drain, thinking that it can't be any worse than an enraged minotaur. You end up in a river of turds. You fall an indeterminable distance before hitting cold water. Gasping for air, you bob to the surface of a subterranean river. I'm kind of sad that they didn't change the side panels. I'm technically still in the dungeon, I guess. A moment later, you wash ashore, shivering and coughing. You pick yourself up and continue your damp but daring escape. You shiver uncontrollably as you look into the swiftly flowing river. You were never noted for your swimming abilities. The thought of braving the water again fills you with dread. You can see a passageway carved out of rock. At the end, a bucket rests in a pool of water. Now, I'm on the other side of the river, am I not? Here we go. I could have seen that coming. What the hell was I supposed to do? Throw a farling? Against your better judgment, you plunge headlong into the river. Circumstances happen much the way you expected, as the fast-moving water whisks you away down the tunnel. You're tumbled and bounced against the rough rock walls until you lose consciousness and drown in the swirling waters. Come on, creepy game over screen. Doesn't quite have the same dread as the original. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. Dun 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 dun. And back we are. Okay. So my confusion there was I figured going this way would go back up the cells. I don't know why I thought that, but clearly that's the way I have to go. So. The damp and dreary cavern is aglow with the light reflected off the water's surface. A waterfall feeds the powerful river behind you. Oh geez, here we go. Hi. The beast looks up at you, making you feel decidedly uncomfortable. You can smell the farthing in your pocket. Surely wants to add it to its collection, even if it has to rip you apart to give it. Do you want to use this on the beast? Here you go. With a quick lunge, the hulking beast attacks you, ripping a good-sized portion of your neck out. The beast claims its prize, a shiny new Finling farthing, plucked straight from the cold Dan hands of a genuine Finling. I mean, the difficulty is still there. I'm glad it hasn't been that simplified. But I've got nothing, like... Dun, 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 dun. For some reason, you don't know how to swim. Not my problem. But you'll need to improvise a way across the bridge. Across without a bridge. Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing to throw the far thing across into the bucket? No? What do we do here, chat? I say to the... Hey, there is one person watching. Oh, boy. I mean, I got nothing here. Hey, there we go. I was just clicking the wrong place. Pull your lucky Finling farthing. Thank God we will not have to say Finling farthing ever again. From your pocket, the creature stares at the coin as you hurl it into the water. With something resembling a squeal of pleasure, the beast plunges into the swirling depths. Forages along the bottom of the river, looking for the shiny coin. With a hop, a skip, and a jump, you quickly leap from the beast's back and safely cross the river. Well, this is surely, well. At least it's some sign of civilization. You just came from a dungeon, my man. You feel relief as freedom is close at hand. How?
Just me and my bucket.
What? Okay. I actually went into the bucket, and after an exhausting climb, your hand grasps the lip of the well as the rope snaps free and falls below. Well, that was lucky. Well, panting and hanging on for life, you grab the stone wall with both hands and clamber over the lip of the well. You land in the mud with a dull thud, knocking the wind out of yourself. Luckily, no one saw your embarrassing fall. Or you crawling out of a well. Easy as pie, you gasp, while clutching, catching, crushing, clutching. Ah. Gamer fuel. Easy as pie, you gasp, while catching your breath and thinking there's not a dungeon in the world that can hold you. Looking ahead, you see city streets expand before you. A sigh of relief escapes you as the sun warms your face. Suddenly, the charge of the king echoes through your mind. Find the seal, expose the... Oh, I forgot this is the king. Find the seal, expose the traitors, and save our kingdom. Remembering the king's plight, you steel your nerves and step forth into the capital city of Gwyneth. Well, the Gaelic is starting to get to me. Remembering your king's plight. Yes, capital city of Gwyneth. Your determination to help is strong, but an unusual feeling for a Finling. But you sense you'll end up regretting this decision. Okay. I don't like the fact that we are in a city. Yeah. One of the things that made the original fun to me was the claustrophobia of it all. Like, you were stuck in this dungeon. Any move you made could be death. You had to keep an eye on your torches, things like that. The fact that I'm in a vibrant village kind of takes a little of the allure out, but we'll see. Welcome to my shop, Fenling. I don't have much for one of your size. Oh, it's a fine weapon for a pack. The wood stock is lightweight, but don't be ruled, she packs a punch. It's yours for 1 sapphire, clerk says with a grin. Really hoping a sapphire is a unit of coin and not an actual sapphire, because if so, that's a bizarre way to do business. Oh, 'tis the noblest of weapons, like of Kaltorlin, are inseparable from their sanctified swords. Clerk stares off into space and recounts the history of the blade. Oh, 'twas handed down through the line of Douglas. Aye, the armies of the Warlock Lord rued the day they crossed his honoured family. Oh, that clan stood fearsomely to the last to defend I don't know why this guy's Australian leaning in against the invasion. He finished his story with a hastily wiped tear. Oh, it's strictly a practical model. An iron blade and a hardwood haft. It's used for the occasional castle storming. Or head lopping, eh? Clark says with a dreamy smile upon his face. Getting dreamy about the head lopping. Also, purely a practical model, and it's double-headed. I'll try not to let the history nerd in me take that too far. Oh, the head of this weapon's elegantly shaped, but in the hands of an expert, it's most deadly, he says bluntly. Oh, this light cavalry shield has the crest of the advancing scout force of the Westland Army, found in the forest. Now, the carcass of the soldier looked to be eaten by wolves, he says with a look of distaste. We draw a line at eaten by wolves, but, lopping off heads, that's all good fun. It's the preferred weapon of the Durian cavalry. Picture a company of horsemen whirling these above their heads. What a terrifying sight to behold. Clerk shudders and says no more. Oh. Men on horseback waving weapons. That's a scary thought. Lopping off heads now. That's my jam. Leans forward and says, these warhammers of dwarven craftsmanship. Note the shape of the weapon's head. Women love it. He gives it a quick once-over. It's specifically designed for bludgeoning the thick skulls of goblins, he concludes. Is it though? The man looks to be a battle-scarred veteran of many a war. He is busy polishing a blade, but you see him glancing at you. Never been with a Fenling before. All the crest features a diving hawk over a field of red. The clerk looks up and says, "Don't be fooling with the family crest." He gives a threatening glare and then turns back to his work. Point to the quiver. That holds bolts. No shit. Standard ammunition for a crossbow. 20 silver coins, he says curtly. So now there are coins. There's coins, but he, for some reason, wants a sapphire for the bow. Alright, well, I have neither, so fairly well. Oh my gosh, do I have to open every door? Get soup kitchen's closed out. Gamer fuel! The only thing you need when you mistake a hammer and anvil for a soup kitchen bowl and a ladle. I don't know what I was thinking there. Alright, well, we've got two ways we can go. We can't turn around, so we can't see which way that is. I imagine it's straight back and then to the side. The rusted blade in. Hell yeah. Something tells me we can die in here. You read the proclamation. By order of Prince Elrith, beloved brother of the Light King, all must evacuate tomorrow. Shit, I hope this wasn't posted yesterday. Able-bodied citizens shall be recruited for the immediate defense of their homeland. That blacksmith looked awfully able-bodied. The door opens easily. Maybe this was, but yeah, it was definitely posted today. Whoa. Dude at the table looks awfully fucking worried about the robed figure there. I got Bruce Campbell in the bar. Entering the inn, you see a stout man staring intensely at a cloaked figure. You walk close enough to hear their words. The cloaked figure whispers, "See that you place the wares in his bedchamber. No more delays. Either he dies, or you do." spooky. His piece said, the man... Sorry. The caffeine hasn't kicked in, and I was about to say... His piece said, like his dick was talking to the guy. The man in the cloak storms past you, ignoring your presence. Your eyes return to the stout man at the table. His face bright red and hands fidgeting. He stands and dashes for the exit, nearly knocking you over in the process. "You jerk!" You shout, hoping he hears you, but he's already out the door. Seeing your anger, the bartender speaks up. "Hey, don't mind Ovid. Crooked as a gnarled root, that one. Wormed his way to trade minister and mucked everything up since. Now, I can't help but wonder, what brings a peck to my inn?" he says. Before you respond, you briefly ponder the ominous threats you overheard. "Oh well. I ain't got money. Can I have that sort?" You step up to the bar, your face barely reaching over the bar top. You gesture for the barkeeper to come closer. "Hey, down here. I feel like I should be playing this game like this." No. "You must not be around for here, little peck. Coin speaks louder than words, if you know what I'm saying. I can't even address you without a tip? This place sucks. Alright, let's look around then, because there's nothing else we can... Ooh, there's another notice. By order of Ovin Loneth, Minister of Trade, a boycott of all goods handled by the House of Quisette has been enacted. This trading house is suspected of conspiring against the late King Arande." I thought, God, again, caffeine needs to kick in. I thought they were talking about the bar. Like, this trading house is... That's a bold move. "Any citizen caught with their goods shall be promptly jailed and executed for treason." What if you stole them? Blade? Check. Rusted? Check. Not the most creative folks around here, you whisper to yourself. Uh-huh. Games table sits in the corner of the far end. What? I was looking at the fire, thank you. I guess the barkeeper keeps his ale in these barrels. You jump into the fire. Oh, geez, now here's ash. Any good inn has a game room. The rusted blade does not disappoint. It's a rendition of the famous woodland hunter painting, commonly found in taverns throughout the land. While the creature varies to match the local forest wildlife, the hunter is always depicted using a bow. Okay. Guardsman of the city watch is enjoying a cold ale. How is it cold? He's looking at the deck of cards. You challenge the soldier to a game of cards. I didn't want to. Oh, I'll be too obliged when I'm all set up. Come back later. See, this is exactly why I didn't want it to be in an open city like this, because I get world building. The Curio cat. Curio's killed the cat. Alright, we're going to explore this, and I think I'm going to take a break for now. I love the thought of just opening these doors with such a thud. Like, my little Fenling is just, boom, kicking down the door. Big Dick's back in town, everybody! You cannot move there. Oh! Welcome to my curio shop. I hope you enjoy my little shop, little sir. Please peruse my wares, but do not tarry before you buy. Sir, I have no gold, so all I expect to do is tarry. I purchased this pendant from a servant of the House of Danu. What would make a fine gift for a far-sighted grandmother? The clerk confides with Wink. No, 'tis but a minor bauble. However, note that the gem catches the light beautifully, the shopkeeper says, appearing mesmerized. She's my treasure, that one. This item was procured from the late Archmage Zeltroil, by a Fenling, I might add. He pauses and smiles. Maybe a relative of yours. Yes, we're all related. We all look alike, don't we? Tall bastard. That's a replica of the famed pirate galleon Aurora. I freely admit I lack the patience for crafting such a model. That's a snake. It is, yay. Bear trap. The craftsman who carved this snake from clay must be a master. Carved from clay? That's extremely lifelike. I was given to me to the Duchess of Arfat by the legendary dwarven glass craftsman Hammerset. Hammerset. Hamburgers. The dwarf made this flask specially for the Duchess to match the color of her eyes. I know I've not been doing the accent any justice. That scroll is most mysterious. I found it in my floor, holding secrets untold. Mostly I'd feel bad throwing it away. Shopkeeper noticed your interest in the bottom shelf of items. Don't be... Oh, that's gonna be like... Oh, don't be stealing them, you short little... I don't bother with those. I wouldn't keep anything of value on the bottom shelf. This old chest has designs of elven craftsmanship up on it. Interestingly, it's not a chest, but a painted wooden block. Okay. And that's why I no longer buy auction lots, he says with an audible sigh. Oh, that's amazing. That water skin is made from hand-stitched lizard skin. The holes make it easier to carry. Can't tell if he's serious or not. When these wind chimes sound, the effect can be very soothing and relaxing. I keep it for my more particular clients. Okay. Can I just take the stuff from the... Don't touch! The shopkeeper says sternly. Don't touch! So... I hope you enjoy my little shop. So... Okay. I mean, I don't have any money to begin with, but I guess I can't. Interesting. Alright, I think I've explored everything in the town so far. Shine of a silver coin anywhere. Seems the poor person missed the fountain while making a wish. Their loss is your profit. Yeah, I guess silver. Maybe I can use the silver to buy the scroll now. You offer him a coin. He says, I would rather deal in curios than currency. I'll get fewer thieves that way. Ah. This isn't of any value to me. Sorry. Alright, so we are going to save it up at that charming little game. Definitely going to explore some more later, play things like that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and shut down. And yeah, thanks for those of you that popped Just some about to end. I have 2 more people. Should we play a bit more? Somebody sounds off in the chat and tells me to, and I will. You know what? I am gonna keep it going just a little bit longer. Um. So yeah, for those of you who are just joining in, losing a bit of the charm of the original just by having a huge open castle town area. A fountain made of marble is spouting clear water. People in this town are known to toss in a coin for good luck. Should I do it? Oh, I want to keep that silver. Otherwise, I would. All right, let's see what else we got. A little guard station.
Oh, just escaped your dungeon. How you doing, sirs?
Oh. The monk smiles and says, "Ah, welcome to the Temple of the One. May you be at peace." Ain't gonna let me in, though. All are welcome. Enter ye in peace to the blessed sanctuary of the One, the God of all. You gonna let me in, bud? And again, why I don't like this town setting when it comes to Shadowgate is because there's so much empty space. There's so much, I mean, yeah, you might be able to come back later and do something there, but you might not. So it's just a waste. I don't know. I just prefer the feeling of isolation and kind of claustrophobic bits of the original. But with that, we're going to call it a day on Shadowgate, Beyond Shadowgate. Thank you for joining me if you did. If you didn't, well, sit and spin. I'm going to be editing these into smaller little bite-sized clips because I know streaming is nearly impossible to get eyes on nowadays. So, but if you were here today and you saw me first before anybody else, well, solidarity. I'm Liam Lycos, and catch you on the flip side.